First, in the U.S., according to the new census release, the nation's poverty rate has hit the 15.1% mark in 2010, the highest it has ever been since 1993. 根据最近公布的调查说，2010年的美国的贫穷线已经创下新高，在国内只有15.1% 的人属于贫穷的人。 The Census Bureau said that around 46.2 million individuals in America struggled to make ends meet in 2009, in which the number of people living in poverty has gone up from 14.3% in 2009 to 15.1% in 2010. The latest figures also show that 25.8% of black people and 25.3% of Hispanic people were living in poverty. In addition, what is concerning us is that the gap between the rich and the poor is widening. The average annual U.S. household income fell 2.3% in 2010, but after adjusting for inflation, middle-income families make about 11% more in 2010 compared to 1980, while the wealthiest 5% in America have been taking 42% more money home. Now moving to health news, it's possible that the drug used to treat rheumatoid arthritis may be the cure to asthma. The new research shows that asthmatics and people who suffer from rheumatoid arthritis actually share a common gene. 最近有新的研究显示，用来治疗类风湿性关节炎的药可以用来治疗气喘，因为科学家发现这两种疾病的病患可能有相同的基因。
Marianne Venables has chronic asthma.
I can't go anywhere without my little grey friend, my little Ventolin inhaler.
Like many asthmatics, she has long hoped for a drug breakthrough that makes managing the condition easier. Now there may be one. In the Lancet Medical Journal, Australian researchers say they have found that asthmatics share a common gene with sufferers of rheumatoid arthritis. And there's already a drug on the market, tocilizumab, to treat rheumatoid arthritis. The hope is that the drug, which reduces arthritis inflammation, can also reduce inflammation in asthmatics. Dr. Manuel Faria is one of the scientists.
It's a drug that reduces the activity of the gene that we now find has something to do with asthma.
I think it certainly uncovers ground that doesn't seem to have been addressed before.
More than 235 million people worldwide have asthma, and the World Health Organization says it's the most common chronic disease among children.
I use a preventer and I use an inhaler. If there are clinical trials in the future, if I was eligible for them, I'd be very interested in participating.
The researchers say more study needs to be conducted to assess the drug's effectiveness in treating asthma.
And now to other news. Experts are now blaming SpongeBob SquarePants for potentially threatening your little one's brain development. In response, cartoon channel Nickelodeon is saying that our favorite sponge who lives under the sea is created merely for entertainment purpose and not to help kids excel in school. 很多家长都会让小孩子看海绵宝宝的卡通，可是最近有美国研究发现，小朋友如果喜欢看海绵宝宝这种卡通，容易缺乏有注意力。
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
He lives in a pineapple under the sea. He's one of the most popular kids shows ever. But SpongeBob SquarePants is only meant for kids over 6, and now researchers say it might actually be hurting younger kids.
We do know that at least immediately after watching such shows, 4-year-olds were compromised in their ability to think and to learn.
The study isn't about whether neurotic characters like Squidward are a bad influence, but whether the pacing of the show is so fast that kids are too spun up to focus well after watching. Take a look compared to another show in the study, Caillou. SpongeBob changes scenes every 11 seconds, while Caillou is slow.
Caillou's silly!
You're certainly acting the clown today, Caillou.
Scenes can last 34 seconds, and researchers say with good reason. We watched with an expert in child behavior today.
I think it adds to the growing concern that we may be overstimulating the developing brains.
SpongeBob, will you keep it down? The show has its own researchers, and they take issue with the study.
SpongeBob is not designed to educate preschoolers. It's designed to entertain kids.
SpongeBob runs ahead of Patrick laughing.
Behind the scenes at the show last year, the man with that famous laugh joked, "You know you're not getting educational programming to begin with."
Well, man, those cartoons that are supposed to be good for your kids, Boring.
Take it from SpongeBob himself. Cartoons are entertainment, but probably not the best way to prepare for a test.
First, we have some sad news for you. Known for his heroic character as the Spartacus in TV drama Spartacus Blood and Sand, actor Andy Whitfield passed away in Sydney, Australia, after losing his 18-month fight against lymphoma. Surrounded by his loved ones, the action star died at the age of 39. 知名影星 Spartacus 的主角演员 Andy Whitfield 上周日因为淋巴癌过世，享年39岁。现在就带你来回顾一下他的作品。
You are destined for great and unfortunate things.
The shadow of Rome is vast, and you will yet die under it.
Why are you here?
In the TV series, Whitfield played a Thracian gladiator, Spartacus, who led a major slave uprising against the Roman Republic from 73 to 71 BC. Just when Whitfield was preparing to shoot the second series of Spartacus on screen, he was diagnosed with early stage of non-Hodgkin lymphoma in real life. Unfortunately, his cancer recurred a few months later. The actor, whose other credits included the 2010 film The Clinic and the 2007 movie Gabriel, had to step away from his role on Spartacus due to his illness. While waiting for Whitfield's expected recovery, Starz produced prequel Spartacus, Gods of the Arena, in which Whitfield had a voice-over role. Following Whitfield's death at the age of 39, his wife released a statement saying, "On a beautiful sunny Sydney spring morning, surrounded by his family, in the arms of his loving wife, our beautiful young warrior Andy Whitfield lost his 18-month battle with lymphoma cancer. He passed peacefully surrounded by love. Thank you to all his fans whose love and support have helped carry him to this point. He will be remembered as the inspiring, courageous, and gentleman, father, and husband he was." Starz president and CEO Chris Albrecht also said in a statement, "We were fortunate to have worked with Andy in Spartacus and came to know the man who played a champion on screen was also a champion in his own life. Andy was an inspiration to all of us as he faced this very personal battle with courage, strength, and grace." Whitfield was replaced by actor Liam McIntyre, who will play Spartacus for Season 2, to be titled Spartacus Vengeance.
Another great talent gone from the entertainment world. Now to other news, who else is setting his foot on the red carpet at the Toronto International Film Festival? Scottish actor Gerard Butler was joined by his co-stars and Sam Childers to premiere the action biopic film Machine Gun Preacher. At the event, Butler talks about how playing Sam Childers, a former drug dealer who ultimately finds his true calling but saving hundreds of lives, gave him new insights about life. 演员 Gerard Butler 最近也推出他的新作品《Machine Gun Preacher》，目前正在 Toronto Film Fest 参展，获得很好的评价。带你一起来看看。Gerard Butler, who plays Sam Childers in Machine Gun Preacher, speaks about how he was exposed to the crisis in Africa upon receiving this role, which is based on a real-life story of a former ex-con who turned his rebellious days around by becoming the savior of hundreds of kidnapped and orphaned children in Sudan.
I came across this subject matter and it's not something that I knew much about, especially when you watch the movie you realize just, how extensive this issue is and how horrific this is. So it was an education for me, and so I came out of it, the other side of it, completely enlightened and I think, without a doubt, profoundly moved.
Butler adds that he hopes that the film can encourage and enlighten people in some way.
I just think it should, not that this film should ever feel preachy, but if it's going to inspire you, I don't feel that it should have to inspire you about Africa. It's just about something.
The real-life Sam Childers, who was also at the gala, echoes Butler's vision in hoping that his own encounters can inspire and motivate people to help others.
I believe this movie, when people comes out of it, it's not about Sam Childers, it's about what can they do, and it's actually starting to happen.
Machine Gun Preacher, which also stars Michelle Monaghan, will hit theaters on September 30th.
You can't keep going the way you've been going.
Help me. I've got no good shoes, man.
I'm here today to talk to you about families just like yours, half a world away, that desperately need your help.
I was thinking maybe I could go over there.
Africa?
Reckon they can do with all the help they can get. I'll be back before you know it. You in the army or something?
We are freedom fighters.
I'm Sam. Nice to meet you. I want to go into Sudan this weekend. Need someone to show me around.
This is a war zone. If you stay here, you're going to get killed.
It's safer to sleep here than in our own homes.
They ain't sleeping out here.
There are too many. You can't help them all.
Gotta take as many as we can. Tell the other ones we'll come back later. I need the money for an extra vehicle so that I can save some children.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down! That's the orphanage that I'm gonna build in Sudan.
They talk about you, the children.
Just trying to help these people. Same as you.
The entire rebel army has put a bounty on your head.
I must be doing something right. They burn it down. There's nothing left. It's over.
Get off your butt and build it again. You hear me?
Come wait.
She will wait and get you.
This place does not need more guns.
Why don't you fight the evil in this place your way and let me fight it mine?